Cool. Welcome. Actually, speaking of shirts, the first question is, you wore 2 different Metallica shirts yesterday on the shoot, and I wanted to ask you about that.
I have a couple Metallica shirts that I really like.
Are you a big Metallica fan?
In like certain slivers. I probably in a very basic way, honestly. I really like Master of Puppets, and I really like Saint Anger. I don't like listen to Metallica all the time, but when I do, it's usually one of those albums.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. If my voice goes out, it's because I did karaoke last night with all of my coworkers who work at the heavy metal magazine, Revolver. And we sang a lot of Metallica. Pantera. Cool. So also we were talking a little bit yesterday about the tour you guys are going to go on with Hayley. And she was super excited that you guys are on the cover. We listened to your music when we did her cover shoot.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, she's a huge fan.
That's so crazy.
How did you guys get connected with her?
Supposedly I guess she's a fan, but I was doing Stereogum interviews at Newport Folk Fest.
The one about the medication.
Yeah, but she, I guess, requested to be interviewed, because I don't even think anyone really knew because she wasn't like billed or anything. She was just there with Jack Antonoff. So she wanted to meet, I guess, but we really hit it off. I love her so much.
You guys are going to have fun. I feel like she's going to want to hang out with you guys a lot.
I want to hang out. I kind of hope we go do karaoke.
You definitely should.
Yeah.
I feel like we probably will.
I mean, God willing.
What's your karaoke song?
Recently? Well, that's like all I go outside to now. I just go to movies and do karaoke. So I've been like finally practicing, and I think the one I landed on is The Whole of the Moon by the Waterboys. It's really in my vocal range. It's fun. But I'd never heard of it until somebody did it at karaoke in England. I'd like just never heard that song. And I'm starting to think that it's an English thing. Because nobody I was doing karaoke with had ever heard it. The song when I did it the other night.
So it's a real solo performance.
But see, the thing is, like, when the other person did it in London, I was like, I've never heard the song. And the amount of people that went, what? You've never heard the song? And I was like, no, God, I must just be like, I'd like clearly missed something. And it turns out I just missed a lot of things. Better, I guess, English culture. Like Robbie Williams.
Same. I totally missed that until the Monkey movie came out.
Multiple people got mad at me at that karaoke when they were like, and we're going to do this song. And I was like, I've never heard any Robbie Williams song.
I think I'd heard the name, but like I saw the trailer for the movie without having any idea that movie existed.
Well, usually that's what trailers are for.
Yeah, but like sometimes, well, it was my birthday of last year, and I got a crew of people together. I was just like, all I want to do for my birthday is get really high and go see the Bob Dylan movie.
Oh yeah.
And the Monkey movie trailer was like one of the trailers in there. None of us had any idea it was coming. And
wait, but do you remember when Rachel Mercer told us that story about the really popular British musician who was getting stalked, and like he was on a talk show and the woman like managed to get...
Yeah.
Is that what the Monkey movie is about?
Well, that's the first time I ever heard about Robbie Williams.
I hadn't even put together that it was the same
but
Robbie Williams.
I think it's funny because in America that movie came out and everybody was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what is this on so many levels?
I wonder if it was a hit in the UK.
Has anybody seen it?
I heard it's good, but I haven't watched it yet.
I feel like I have to after this.
Yeah, I feel like I should.
Defend myself in the comments when this clip goes up. What's your karaoke song?
Last time it was My Back Pages by the Byrds. I think next time I've been wanting to do Don't Pass Me By. I think that'd be a good karaoke. I might go like Ringo only karaoke. I don't do karaoke like all that often.
Yeah.
But
I might go tonight.
yeah.
Where do you go?
There's one at Sugar Hill that's on Thursdays now. I go to Heart Bar on Mondays that my friend Charlie runs. I actually haven't been to the Sugar Hill one. Or I went last week and it was packed. So I left. So I'm there to sing. I'm not there to make friends.
There was a period of time where I was going and getting a private room just by myself for like an hour. It's really cathartic.
Oh my god, wait, that's so much fun.
Like when I first got sober, I would do that. And it was like a very good release.
That sounds really... Well, I don't know what I'm going to be doing this weekend.
Okay, so you guys have been a band for 10 years.
Yeah, this summer it'll be 10 years.
Whoa.
Dude, our band is old enough to do the multiplication table.
Yeah.
I think.
Piano lessons.
And a lot of the music that you guys are working with, from what I understand, comes from all different times, right? You're like pulling from...
Yeah. Things get... Well, it's honestly, it's more that the last two albums were kind of both pulled from the same period of time. Usually...
I think the oldest song we know is from 2019.
Yeah.
No, wait. That's a lie. We know Cold Stare.
Oh.
And that song's probably close to 10. 2016. Right?
What song? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 2016 was when we started it.
Yeah, and we did like 3 things that year.
Did that come out? I thought that came out like the next spring or something. It came out in the winter.
Well, we definitely made it in 2016.
What was the first song that you guys made?
That was the dinosaur song.
Oh yeah.
Can't won't.
What was that? Can't won't.
No.
No, I think that's it. Yeah. It's a song. It's a song about the dinosaur extinction from the point of view of a dinosaur. I think wasn't that it? Yeah, it like ends with an explosion.
Or does
I
it
guess would
start
be the
with
meteor.
an explosion?
Definitely doesn't start with the explosion.
Okay.
It ends with it.
So it's like right before the dinosaurs die.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I can't remember.
I feel like there's like a through line there with the dinosaur and extinction to things you guys have talked about with your most recent stuff.
Yeah.
There's a dinosaur quote that's like in a lot of the articles about your...
Yeah, I mean, I just like dinosaurs.
The band is built around like thematically just having an existential crisis. And like it used to be that the existential crisis was from the point of the dinosaur or like other various animals. Like we definitely have a song about like the climate change from like a polar bear's point of view.
Oh yeah. Jesus Christ.
So dark.
Yeah.
It is really dark.
Oh god, yeah, all the songs on the first EP and the first album are literally all about really sad animals.
Yeah.
I think the first song on our first full length was about the pigeon I accidentally...
No. It's about bird migration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the pigeon song is on the first EP. What's that song called?
Wait, I want to
you just
understand
drive by because it's like the pigeons got hit by a car and now there are cars.
I hit a pigeon with my car, but also like it was like kind of like I hit the pigeon with my car, but the pigeon also like flew into my car. But it was definitely like the first time that I was like, oh god, I think I almost like killed a bird.
It was the first time that happened.
I want to say that like it hasn't happened since, because I don't think I've ever hit a. But you know, sometimes like a bird flies really close down the highway, and you're like, well, I'm just gonna assume that I didn't hear anything. But I wasn't. The pigeon like really flew into my windshield. But I don't think it died. But I don't know because I left. I just was driving.
Fair enough.
Anyways, yeah, and then the fourth EP, like the fourth thing we ever did was about Jazz Kennedy, a dog in a dog world whose dad dies.
Oh,
and
God,
then the dog the dog is like walking around the lake that's like around Mount Fuji.
We were always trying to come like I don't even know why, but it was just like we would just come up with these increasingly elaborate scenarios that ultimately like would provide direction for a song, but not really like it's not like anyone could listen to that EP and figure out like what's going on.
Understand the direction.
Yeah, it was more just about finding some like theoretical scenario and then choosing like an emotion from within it.
Yeah, and like the emotion is obviously something that like we both have experience with, but it felt so much easier to create these like characters and have them in situations specific to their, I guess, species.
So you had to grow into being able to put it in more of a first person.
Yeah, I think our first, because then after we finished with the animals, then we went to movies.
Yeah.
And so then it's like a bunch of side characters, I think. And then there's like one album where like one of the songs we just remembered, what's his name? Thanos?
Yeah.
Thanos. Okay, so this.
Yeah, there's a song from Thanos.
Oh yeah, because we found out we almost got a Marvel. We got considered. It got emailed. Theoretically, somebody listened to it, and Nick, our manager, was like, "When are you gonna make like a song?"
We already did. Actually,
yeah, we already did. It's if you haven't, I'm gonna spoil it. It's like literally been so long, and I think that if you haven't seen it, then you probably never will. You know, have you ever watched the Avengers, whatever, the one with Thanos, where, all right, so he gets a magic glove and decides to fix the world. He just gets rid of half of it, like half of the universe. But it's like random. So then it's just the end of the movie. He's just like kind of like watching the sunrise, and half the world is just annihilated. And so that's what the song's about. But then the rest of the songs are kind of actually, I don't actually know what they're about, because we were kind of getting ready to break up, and so all the other songs are just, well, it's funny because it's called Somebody Else's Song, and that song in particular is literally I had no part in. And it's about singing somebody else's song.
Yeah, it album was kind of a slog to make.
Yeah, it started off like really, the high point was the
Marvel.
Thanos. Yeah, writing the song about like...
Well, because I was originally going to be on a different, like 3 or 4 of the songs from that album were part of what was supposed to be a different album.
Yeah.
That just never
We were
happened
working really, really quickly.
Yeah.
And then we hit this point where like, well, I guess we weren't really enjoying it as much as we had been. Because we made the Thanos song, and then the rest of the album was gonna be a concept album from the point of view of one of the guys from NCIS.
Which guy from NCIS?
No. It was
from Criminal Minds. Sorry,
Hotch from Criminal Minds, but also Trip from Star Trek Enterprise. It was going to be called Hotch's Trip, and it never got made.
Yeah.
We just broke up.
Yeah, that album was kind of like the process of us getting to the point of being like, maybe this isn't working. Because both the band had kind of stopped functioning. Kind of, I guess, because our relationship had stopped functioning. And then we broke up. And then we worked on our next album, and that was the first album that actually came from either like no animals or characters involved.
So you had to hit a bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it was just easier to like be open with each other once like we'd already kind of.
It was because our personal turmoils involved other people and not each other. It's like made it a lot easier.
That's valid.
I also feel like our communication just improved. I think,
definitely.
Like, once you go through a breakup, especially our breakup was long. We like lived together, and our lease didn't end for many, many months. That like kind of just felt like everything was easier. Like anything could be said, because like the worst things that you could say without like crossing a line where you probably like don't want another person like in your life. I would never say any of those things to you. So the worst thing that I could possibly...
We'd gotten through a lot at that point, so
I feel like we were closer.
Yeah.
And also, like, I guess more mature, perhaps. So we stopped singing about...
stopped being about animals. Well, because it was kind of like... There was always some element early on of the band being like a little bit of a bit, because at the very beginning it was like there was the animal thing, but it was also like the first Water EP is essentially just a straight up like New Order pastiche, and that was the whole vibe.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that it coincided like our ability to start, I guess, like writing songs from a less silly method also coincided with the music finally feeling like...
That's when we like found like more of a musical direction.
Yeah, it felt like the first
kind of like whatever
time that it felt like we had stumbled upon what the project actually was.
Right.
And that all the other things had kind of just been like throwing things at the wall.
Yeah.
I liked the things on the wall.
Yeah, it's all fun.
But I guess but they all did, none of it felt like or like none of it felt specifically like water from your eyes. It kind of like felt like it could have been anything, I guess.
Yeah, we were just kind of making music for fun. I mean, I guess that was the main thing. It's like somewhere around structure, I think we just started taking it more seriously.
Right. I can imagine like going through a breakup and trying to like be in a bit is difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, the bit kind of fell apart over the course of the breakup.
Yeah, because the whole, especially because it was like, well, we like avoided all the, I mean, not that I'm like, I have not a maybe normal dating history. I mean, I feel like we avoided like the normal breakup things where we kind of just didn't talk about it. You broke up and then we just stopped talking about it. And we stopped fighting.
And we also stopped fighting.
Yeah, it's all very impressive.
And we finished the album. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. That was my first breakup, so it's funny looking back. It seemed really easy, and then it seemed really hard. And now looking back again, I'm like, no, that was actually pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it's the right decision, it can be easy and hard.
Yeah. But, I mean, thank God, honestly, because this band would not have made it. If we were still dating, this band would not exist.
Dude, if we had still been dating when COVID hit, like, I don't even know if...
I don't know, though, because, I mean, like, yeah, no, that would have been
like,
awful.
If neither of us had been able to leave the apartment in that period of time.
But you know what's really funny is that we broke up, and then you were the, like, only person I saw during COVID. But
that's true.
I guess that it was only pleasant because we weren't living together and dating anymore. It was like a...
Were we working on structure during COVID?
No, we'd finished. No, we just chose to hang out.
Yeah.
That was the thing, is after
we were
we
working
broke
on
up,
something.
the Covers album,
Oh.
and then everyone's crushed.
Yeah.
Would you guys do another covers album?
Oh, anytime.
Yeah. We actually did. We had an entire finished cover album.
Oh, that became the Covers EP.
Oh, that's right. Some of them came out. Yeah. Some of it kind of got like
Cannibalized.
Yeah. Sold for parts. There are a couple random songs on compilations and things.
We've been working on, I think, a couple ideas that will, at some point when Nate stops touring, we'll finally be able to accomplish. One is just a full-length Red Hot Chili Peppers cover album.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I also like the one of doing like all really long songs.
Yeah, and the other one is all like
Freebird and Stairway to Heaven and shit like that.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just one really awesome classic rock, but every song is like more than 4.5 minutes.
Like super proggy.
Yeah. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had some other...
Those are the two main ones.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that definitely have stuck with me over the years when we've had many conversations about this.
What's your favorite Red Hot Chili Peppers era?
I mean, probably Californication for me.
I think Californication is the better album, but I actually think By the Way has my favorite songs. But then it has some like really bad songs. Like Californication doesn't have any bad songs.
Well, that's the thing about Californication is like any song you took off of that, it would feel like something was missing. Like you couldn't take anything off of that album without the album suffering for it. Whereas By the Way, I think there are a couple songs that if you took them away, like no one would really like remember.
I think that if you had took some of the songs off of By the Way, it would have been a perfect album.
Yeah, I still think it's great.
Have you listened to all the Broken Record episodes with them?
No.
With Rick Rubin? It's Rick Rubin's podcast, and he talks to all of them and goes through all the different eras with the different producers they worked with. It's really good.
You know, I don't listen to podcasts.
I fall asleep immediately. I'm lucky if I make it 5 minutes into a podcast.
But I think if I was to listen to one, I don't know if I want to... Sorry, Rick Rubin. I don't know if I want to hear him talk.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't trust him. I like what he's done, but I don't trust you, Rick Rubin. But I love your work.
He's had some freaky ideas.
He definitely has.
Yeah. I mean, it was his idea for Johnny Cash to do Hurt, right?
Yeah.
Genius.
I'm pretty sure he invented Audio Slave.
The genius?
Yeah. But also, I feel like for me, his biggest thing is just helping the Chili Peppers grow up or something. Like the pre-Rubin, and Rubin era Chili Peppers. It's like crazy.
Yeah,
because like the 80s stuff is sick.
Yeah.
It's on a whole different tip. but then you hit Blood Sugar and it's like all of a sudden they've essentially become like Led Zeppelin or something.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's what, so the thing that I took away from like the podcast is that like, because they worked with so many different producers, like a lot of the producers they worked with put like their thing on it. And Rick Rubin's thing is that he just steps back.
Yeah.
And he like lets them shape it.
What an awesome job to go somewhere and be like, you guys just do you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here.
Well, that's what I know, like, because I think that's kind of like the most like based way to be a producer is just like create the environment and then not get in the way. But I know, like, I remember reading some like little interview snippet with Corey Taylor about them making the third Slipknot album, and they're like, they only saw him like twice throughout the whole time, and they spent like 2 months working on it or something.
I believe that.
He just like popped by a couple times, which I don't know. It's a Corey Taylor interview, so
With a grain of
salt. I don't know.
That's funny. Do you listen to a lot of heavy music?
Yeah.
I definitely can hear that in your guitar playing.
Yeah, I honestly listen to like mostly some form of metal most of the time.
What are you listening to? What kind of metal are you listening to?
Recently I listen to a fair amount of Tool on a regular basis. A lot of Meshuggah, Metallica, but also a lot of like Sleep and Electric Wizard. I've done
Sleep is so good.
Dude, I've actually lost count of the amount of times I've like done a full like Dope Smoker spin, like however long it is. It's like 58 minutes or something, but that's like my just putting on music because it's like enough one piece that I don't like if I am listening to music with normal length songs, like I can't like clean my room, because even if I get in the zone for one song, then another thing starts and I get all distracted. So I'm a fan of the hour-long song.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you listen to Coheed at all?
Not really. I remember Coheed from what was like the alt MTV channel? Fuel or Fuse? Fuse. Fuel was a band. I remember Coheed videos very well from my Fuse days in high school.
I felt like I heard some of that too.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, kooky and proggy, and
it seems fun.
It's all like world built. Their stuff is like they do comic books that go with everything.
Yeah.
I'm really getting it destroyed by
Coheed
fans.
Are like
they're all,
Volume
it's like
3,
story,
Book 6,
with
the
like
Book of Scepters.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
They're like big at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Wait, we should name our next album like a random book number, as if it's like one of many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we'll probably get into Marvel as well.
The thing is sorry to Marvel, I think it's like military like propaganda. I'd much rather get introduced to James Cameron.
Fair enough.
Huge Avatar fan over here.
That's propaganda from Big Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have a couple of questions too about like kind of background. You went to school for film.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like that has influenced you in terms of music?
I don't know. It's made touring a lot. I think it made touring more bearable, just because like working as a PA on set, driving for like 10 hours wasn't that big of a change for like what I had been doing. I guess it's funny. I like just edited my short film from college, which is funny because it's from when we lived together, which was like a lifetime ago. I just never edited it. I just never finished it. And I feel like it's a lot easier to, like, it's felt so much easier to do music just because it's like much of like a more streamlined especially working with Nate. Process is like pretty quick and I have very minimal. I kind of just have to show up to do my part. But I guess I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I should probably know the answer by now. It's funny because I like studied screenwriting mostly, so I guess it's like I was studying writing, but it's such a specific like song, like lyrics feel just like so different than like anything we didn't like I ever.
Screenwriting seems really hard to me. Like as a writer, like the dialogue part is tough.
It's actually like the only part about screenwriting I like. I feel like if I don't know, do you talk to yourself ever?
Yeah.
Just do that when you're writing. And I feel like it's way easier because like then you can hear like I mean like I guess it's like a little hard because then everybody talks like you. But that's what I used to do. I mean when I did it, I like again like I have like I'm like pretty sure I have ADHD. This is like something that I've been trying to figure out for the last year. But I keep forgetting.
You keep getting distracted.
Oh my god, the other day, yesterday, we had sandwiches at the studio and I had the sandwich in my pocket and it took me 10 times walking past my coat after going into like my kitchen to my room and my kitchen to my room to keep being like, okay, and you have a sandwich in your pocket that you really need to put in the refrigerator. It took me so long. And finally, and the entire time I was like, but like, I don't think I have it. Like, you have to put the sandwich in the refrigerator. That proves you might not have ADHD. But, I mean, I managed the sandwiches in my fridge.
That's good.
But then I forgot to eat it.
What is your songwriting process, though? Because, I mean, it does seem there's something, it's different. Like, your lyrics, they're different. So I feel like I could see film being a part of it.
I think it's like more of like a puzzle activity. Because a lot of the time, the melodies will already be in place. So like the syllable, like, well, they will count out the syllables and then I'll just sit there trying to fit like I feel like it's like trying to find like what the mood / like overall like song idea and then trying to like come up with an idea and then turn that into a sentence and then turn that sentence into like a specific set of words that fit into the amount of syllables. So it's kind of just me sitting in Nate's room and then just like saying random words out loud and Nate going, "No, it's not gonna work."
I feel like those instances are few and far between though, for the most part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like
or I guess there's like, yeah, because
it is mostly just sitting there like trying to.
Well, because there's like, you'll have the lyrical idea and then it's the question of like, is it, because then it also has, like the secondary puzzle is making it sound natural in like phrasing wise, like within a previously existing melody.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're presented with a very particularly shaped space to work within, like immediately.
Yeah. And it's easier, I guess, like when there's some idea of like an album kind of theme or like a song I think like this album was more cohesive than others, but like on our last album, like By My Product, I was at my parents' house in Chicago watching TV, commercials on, and I was like, we should write a song for a commercial. So I was like, I think I came up with it before I even like, I just texted Nate that we needed a song book, like a song called By My Product. But I think I'd come up with like there are no happy endings or only things that happen before.
Yeah, you had like a full paragraph walking into that.
Yeah. And that was like before there was music, but that's also each song is pretty different.
Yeah.
The music existed, but like it existed but
separately. Well, that was my roommate Steve. I was hanging out with him when you texted me, and I was trying to think of like pieces of music that it would fit, and Steve remembered the instrumental for that song, and I was convinced he was talking about Barley, and he like made me look through my whole computer, and we found it. So
yeah,
shout out Steve.
But like, I guess on this album, the hardest one was definitely Life Signs, because
it's a lot of words,
and I couldn't I had to do the entire song over and over from the beginning, because I couldn't just like start playing the song in the middle, because I was like, well, I have no idea how it flows. So like I sat there like just saying the verses over and over to myself until they were complete for hours. And the only guidance that sometimes Nate will have like a line or like Blood on the Dollar, like most of the chorus Nate already had, but he was like, all right, so you're just gonna go Anthony Kiedis with this one.
Yeah.
And then, but I had books with me that I had been meaning to read over like several years, and I just like not actually finished, but I just kind of kept like flipping through them, being like either like going through pages I had actually read and like underlined things, or just like going to further past the parts that I read, being like, it's a good sentence that could go somewhere. So this was also the first time that like we hadn't just been hanging out like at home being like, oh, we should make an album. It was like, we have to finish an album by this date or else it won't come out.
And so you guys went in with like a theme, is what you're saying, more so?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'd spoken at length about the
kind of like general vibe.
Yeah, we had many vibe conversations. And the vibe conversation was mostly just that we didn't want it to be like everyone's crushed. Because since that was the first album that we'd really ever spoke about at length, it was like extremely depressing to talk about, because it's like, what's the album about? About being completely hopeless.
Just like spending an entire album cycle just like kind of like
defeated,
dwelling in pessimism.
Yeah.
And I think we were just...
And I think that it's important, at least to, I think, us as artists, that like suddenly having this platform, that like there is significance to people listening to you speak. And like, even though I'm stupid as shit. I would like to not, like...
Just because we're stupid doesn't mean our music has to be.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that, like, we can't offer something. And, like, the idea that, like... Even though, obviously, it's a beautiful place isn't, like, the happiest album in the world. Like, it is, to me, about fighting to hold on to, like, optimism and, like, hold on to, like, hope and faith that, like, the world can be better, that there's, like, a future, that, like, all of the cruelty that we're, like, constantly witnessing every single day and have for years, that, like, there is a point in which the people of the world, I think, can find ways to change within their lives and in their communities to make life more bearable.
There's definitely also, it feels like, as a listener, like a very literal perspective shift from Everyone's Crushed, and then you go, it's like talking very existentially about space and how small we are, and there's a lot of that thought process, which I feel like can be a hopeful spin.
Yeah, I guess, like, Everyone's Crushed felt very self-involved, like the pessimism and, like, the pain, I think, that we were both experiencing, like, while obviously, like, it wasn't, like, an awesome time in the world, like, it was very focused inward, and, like, I guess, yeah, this album felt maybe like us reminding ourselves that, like, we're part of something so much bigger, but that our own efforts, even how insignificant they are at, like, a physical level, perhaps at, like, a emotional and spiritual level, are just as important as planets moving around. I mean, not really, but...
But it's interesting, though. You guys aren't the first people that I've interviewed who've talked about, like, getting stuck in an album cycle with an album that's, like, really intense and having to deal with that. Like, that band LS Dunes, Anthony Green, when I, like, interviewed them, talked about that. Like, because he put, like, so much of, like, pain into the songs, and, like, it was, like, about sobriety and being suicidal, and then he had to, like, talk about it for, like, a year and sing those songs on stage for a year, and they felt like they had, like, a duty, the same thing, to, like, make an album that was somewhat more hopeful.
I mean, I think it's kind of like the bare minimum, I feel. I mean, especially, I don't know, we live in New York. We're both surviving in ways that, like, I'd say, like, my life is pretty easy compared to others. It's like I have no place to be hopeless. If the people of Gaza have hope, people in, like, the Sudan have hope that, like, these genocides will end, that they're, like, quite literally living through. And, like, what? Like, the people, like, everyone in these concentration camps, have hope that, like, they will get out. It's like I can have hope that, like, I can literally do anything to help make that happen.
Well said. I also wanted to ask about your background as well. Your family plays bluegrass?
Yeah, my dad plays bluegrass, and my sister sings with him.
So you grew up around that?
Yeah, no. Grew up around a lot of people playing bluegrass, and, the occasional festival or something. A lot of, when he was really active, I was really young, so But yeah, when I could like get off school for a little bit, sometimes I'd go to a festival or something.
Do you feel like that's influenced your...
Yeah. Bluegrass is, one of a couple things that really feel like home to me, for lack of a better word. It's kind of just one of like the root art forms of my experience as a human. So I feel like in one way or another it definitely touches everything that I do.
How old were you when you started making music of your own? Both of you, that's a good question.
I guess really high school, maybe end of middle school. I was thinking about it, but high school is when I first found other people to collaborate with, and that's when I got a laptop. So it was like GarageBand.
Do you feel like there was a moment or something you heard or saw that made you feel like, oh, I can do that, I want to do that?
Yeah, I really wanted to have a ska band for a
Sick.
minute. Yeah, I like really
There's still time.
yeah, I guess there's still time. No, I was recently hanging out with my friend Ryan that I made music with for like a decade plus, that I met around this time, and he reminded me that like one of the the second or third time we ever met, I brought like a burned CD that was just flipping back and forth between Sublime and Real Big Fish songs. I knew that he played trumpet, and he
sick.
He did not want to play trumpet in a ska band, and
I thought there's that story of your dad recording an album in your house or something when you were like really little.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would help out. I would do like little like session things for my dad around that time and before. But yeah, there was one album that his band recorded in our house, I think, and he mixed it on like this mixing board of some kind, and he had me pushing faders and stuff.
That's
at like
so cool.
5-6 years old, something, or maybe more like 9.
Yeah,
or
I
something.
feel like, call me crazy, but I feel like you've never wanted to do anything else.
No, there's never really been a plan B. I don't know. I've just always kind of like done like tunnel vision. The furthest away from making music I've gotten is producing other people's music.
Fair enough.
Which is still just like the same.
Well, if you're around it, I feel like growing up, you see like very, very close to you. Obviously, there's people who are making it their life, and you're like, oh, that's possible. Whereas that might not be the case in other families.
I was definitely open, and it was like very much encouraged by my parents. They definitely, piano lessons. And a really funny dichotomy. My mom really wanted me to be into Christian rock, and I
Christian
remember
rock is sick.
there is some
Christian metalcore.
I don't know that much about. I'm trying to remember there was this.
There were like crabcore or something, I think.
Oh, crabcore is a whole different. I don't know about the crabcore Christian rock overlap. Does that exist?
What's crabcore?
Wait, is crabcore not Christian?
No, crabcore is the thing where you play the music but you all crouch like crabs, right? And all the band names have alliteration, so there's a.
Where's this localized? Where can I see
I always
this?
assumed it was a Florida thing, but I guess I don't.
Well,
really
then it might be Christian rock.
I always assumed it was Christian.
No, I think. Yeah, I think they're just. I think they're just from Florida.
No, I feel like they had more of a like a Midwest.
But you know what? Okay, so the big crabcore band was Attack. And
Wait, what? They were...
Right? Am I a trip? Maybe I'm
Okay, and is that a Christian rock band?
No, but the Christian rock band that I used to listen to was also a AA name. That band was called Audio Adrenaline, which is a crazy name for a band.
Crazy name for a Christian rock band.
But I would go to this, like, like my mom would take me to go buy a rock CD at the Christian store, and I would get something. I would come back, and me and my dad would listen to it, and then like the next day there would be like a Neil Young CD underneath my pillow or something.
I love that. That's so cool. What was the first CD you ever bought of your own volition?
Avril Lavigne,
Which one?
Let Go. I think I was maybe like 6 or 7, and I got a CD player for Christmas.
It's a good album.
That was the only album to me. That was literally the only album that existed.
It's a really good album.
It's so good. She was everything to me when I was like 7 years old.
Yeah.
Um,
What about you?
I think mine was One Hot Minute by the Chili Peppers. I had a lot of I had a lot of my friends could get CDs that I wasn't allowed to get, and I would like bug them until they burned me.
I wish I could find all my burned CDs. There's so many good ones.
Yeah. Did you have like a CD wallet? Like that? Yeah. I missed that. I was thinking about those the other day.
Yeah, me too. I mean, like, that's how I discovered like all the music that I know is people burning CDs.
Actually,
Like, people's like older brothers burning CDs, and I'm like, oh my god, the Misfits.
my dad's friend used to burn him CDs, and that's where I heard By the Way for the first time.
Yeah.
And I had no idea who it was by, 'cause it was just like track number 7.
See,
or
that's
something.
also cool. You have like no context. You don't know what era they're from. You don't know like what they look like, anything like that.
You know what's crazy that I'm remembering? I won an actual copy of Californication by answering a question right in like a 6th grade biology class. There was, or maybe it was a good grade on a quiz or something. There was a prize drawer with stuff, and it was like tech decks and stuff. And one of the things in there was just a loose Californication disc, like not in a case or anything. It was all
Cool
scratched
school.
up.
Tech decks and Californication.
I mean, that teacher was eccentric. He like, yeah, I remember very distinctly going into that classroom once, and there was just this crazy smell, and he had hit a raccoon on the way to school.
Oh my god.
And didn't want it to go to waste, so he like brought it. He had it in the fridge, and he was like researching different ways that he could eat it, I think. there's
Roadkill, wait, because it's Vermont, right?
This was in Virginia, actually.
That's
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
that makes me feel a lot better about hitting that pigeon.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that all that much. The burned CDs.
Yeah, man.
I had Astro Lounge. I had Hybrid Theory. I had Enema of the State. I had Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
Ooh.
I had my parents.
Europop by Eiffel 65.
Oh my gosh.
That album slaps. It's so good.
I listened to Fushu Meng by Smash Mouth, Yourself or Someone Like You by Matchbox 20, and America's Greatest Hits, because Matchbox 20 and Smash Mouth were the only bands from the 90s my parents had, or that I recognized.
I'll say, wasn't your mom really into Pearl Jam?
Yeah, my mom is really into Pearl Jam.
But not in like a you were listening to it.
I was, but not like... I feel like because of Shrek and like All-Star, like I recognize Smash Mouth, and because they played Unwell at the bowling alley during Cosmo Bowling.
Yeah. I think Shrek was a big entryway.
Huge entryway for... Yeah, I mean, I was born in 97, so I'm like, I feel like the late 90s, early 2000s are like kind of a blur, but like really formative time, because All-Star still has a chokehold on me.
It's a really good song.
It's so good.
You know what I realized? I had My first CDs were Millennium by the Backstreet Boys and No Strings Attached by NSYNC.
Oh,
Those were my first
No Strings
two.
Attached.
Yeah.
So crazy. The music video. The puppets.
Oh yeah,
They're all like,
man, music videos used to be good when they had money for them.
Yeah.
When MTV existed.
yeah, is it hard? Like, I mean, I know it's because of budgets and things like that, but even just like having people, like exposing people to your music videos, that must be like a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not. I mean, like, it's funny because, like, from like a music side, it's like, well, of course we're gonna make a music video.
Yeah.
But then from like any other perspective, it's like it has no return because it doesn't get shown anywhere.
I feel like it's mostly about having clips for social.
Well, yeah, at this point, it's just like an advertising asset that like. So it's still, but it's like still like this expectation where it's like, well, obviously like there's gonna be a music video and it has to like look good, but because like there's no where that they go anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. Your guys are pretty involved though. Your music videos.
Yeah, because like I mean,
they're amazing.
Thank you. I think that like having a visual identity to an album is like really important, because it is like a reflection of the music and of the artist, and like if you let other people kind of just decide and like do whatever they want, like which we've done in the past, kind of it has felt like, well, like this isn't really telling, or like this isn't expanding on the world. And I mean I love music videos. I used to watch music videos all the time.
What are some of your favorites?
I mean, I love the one with Tom York and the helmet being almost drowned. That video is so beautiful. What song is that? No Surprises. I think that video is like so simple and like so emotionally gripping. Which I guess like, I mean, he like did almost, that definitely like wasn't like a particularly like safe thing to be doing. But I like that video. I feel like in childhood, like I like all of like the pop videos, like the crazy, like Carrie Underwood, like Before He Cheats, and like all of like those, like the Taylor Swift videos, or like they're all like story based. Like I definitely like, love those, but like I would never want a video like that. Yeah, I would never make a video like that.
You would never do a Before He Cheats video?
Maybe actually I would.
I feel like you should.
Fun. Yeah, but like I feel like those videos are all really fun, but it's like hard to. I mean, like you need like kind, because they're just like short films at a certain point that like kind of requires a lot. So like I like simple. I think I'm drawn towards ideas that are very simple and well executed, because that is the most inspiring, since for the most, I mean, we like, as a music video director, like nothing I do is ever going to be, like everything has to be simple, and I mean, at best, well executed is the goal. But yeah, I would love to do a Before He Cheats video. I mean, that'd be so much fun. I should do that. That sounds really fun.
You definitely should. You guys are obviously big in the New York indie music scene. Are there any other bands that you would want to shout out, or that are an important part of, you know, your community, things like that?
The Fantasy of a Broken Heart.
Yeah, we're bandmates.
Mm-hmm.
Dirt Buyer. I love Dirt Buyer.
Joe's like one of my best friends. I love him.
Yeah.
Joe's my buddy.
I was just getting DJ lessons from my friend Charlie Dorian from the band Sweet Baby Jesus, who's the first band that ever took us on tour
Oh, wow.
to Louisville, Kentucky.
Same.
But there's
Morgan Garrett.
Morgan lives in
I
Philadelphia.
guess Morgan's, yeah. That's right.
I mean, we love Battle Actors. It's funny that they've become good friends of ours through touring.
Mm-hmm.
Except they also live here. I haven't gone to any shows recently. Geese? I mean, the most popular. I was
I
actually.
don't know if you've heard of them.
Yeah, not sure if you heard of them. Well, you know what's so fun? So they're the first band that took us on like a US tour, like when they were all 19.
I was just about to say.
Yeah. They were babies.
It was their very
It was
first
crazy.
US, full US tour, and it was our very first full US tour, and we were like opening for them, and they were literally 19 years old. And it was funny because like they were obviously on SNL like the other week, and I just like could not stop thinking about how like I like really could have accidentally killed Cameron. Like like I'm not trying to like claim any like, well, like yeah, they're on SNL because of me, but like I like they're like the biggest band in the world right now, and like part of it is because of me, but I did like really almost crash my car with him in it.
Yeah.
I was
But
like
also,
falling
to be
asleep at the
fair,
wheel.
you almost crashed your car while driving him to an emergency room because he was losing his beautiful voice. Remember?
Yeah.
He
Well, it was on the way. It was on
So you almost killed him, but you also saved
You also
him.
saved him, yeah.
Okay, because we were driving from an urgent care in San Diego. You know, this story, I was just telling the people at Matador this story because, like, none of it really makes sense, but, like, at the time, like, I was 25 years old and I was like, I'm the adult. I was like, I'm the adult in this situation. Pretty much, like, we played in San Diego and they were all driving to LA to stay at their manager's house, and their manager had been like, you guys should just come and stay at my parents' house too. And then after the show, they were like, okay, but actually we need to take Cameron to the urgent care because he's losing his beautiful voice. And then, but I was like, man, like we can't just like go to like Willie's parents' house like without him. Cause that'd be weird. Like we just met him like, you know, like a couple weeks earlier, and it just been kind of like at venues with him. I'm like, meeting your parents without you, that seems like kind of intense. And you were meeting Al, who wasn't playing in our band yet, but Al was like flying to LA to meet up with us. And so I was like, okay, everyone, like I'll take Cameron in my car because I can only fit 2 people in my car to the urgent care. That way all of the 19-year-olds can get a little bit of sleep before their big morning, because they had like something at like 8 a.m. in the morning on the day of the show. I was like, well, this is the only time I've also like ever felt nurturing in any way. Was like with the geese.
With geese.
Yeah, I was like, well, they need to sleep. So I took Cameron to the urgent care, and it took forever. And I must have started driving like 4 a.m. or something, and I'd already driven from Phoenix to San Diego that morning, because also I was like the only one who could drive in our group. Or maybe Jared helped drive a little bit. I was driving a lot, but I was like, I got this. I'm a professional PA. I've driven the president of Ralph Lauren to JFK from the Catskills, going on no sleep. I got this. But then I was fully falling asleep at the wheel. Like, fully. I don't think I actually ever told them either. Like, I don't think Cameron knows he, like, could have died. And, like, I definitely didn't tell, like, Willie, their manager. And, like, we didn't. But I was, like... And, like, there wasn't anyone else on the road. But I remember being, like... Fuck... for like just like I was like slapping myself across the face. And I mean, like, beautiful little Cameron angelically sleeping in the back, like, you know, my fucking co-passenger also sleeping. Like, neither of them were like helping me stay awake. Which, I mean, like, I guess Cameron was a child, but
I would have helped you stay awake.
yeah, I know you, but I was like, but you wanted to go see out. But then the other thing is,
I was in the geese van while all this was going on.
and they didn't let me use the bathroom.
Well, no, I didn't tell anyone I needed to use the bathroom. So what happened?
This was
What happened
really
was
chaotic.
I got in the van with them. Did not need to pee. Their manager's like, okay, we're stopping at this place. Everyone pee now because we're not gonna stop until we're in LA. And I was like, I'm fine. And then everyone except me peed. And then 10 minutes later, the car is moving, and all of a sudden, I needed to pee like so badly. And then at one point I was like faced with this, it was like so many, if it hadn't been the middle of the night and they hadn't made, I was like, I'm not going to be the person to be like, we need to stop so I can pee. Cause I'm like the oldest dude. I'm the only one I'm a stranger in the van. I'm the only one who's not always in that van. And it was so bad that at one point, an empty tequila bottle rolled through the van and hit me on the foot, and I was in the back seat trying to decide if I could get away with peeing in this empty tequila bottle, and I decided that actually would have been a way worse option than, like, it's one thing like if you're going to be the guy who's like, I'm so sorry but we need to stop the pee, but if I'm in a van, I'm more than 10 years older than anyone else in this van. I'm like, dude, the fallout's just like way too crazy if I try this.
Oh my God.
But I didn't ask to stop either, so I toughed it out. It was like the longest 2 hours of my entire life.
Like, this was like maybe like one of, if not like the breaking point of like our mental health on the story.
Yeah.
like and so much of the decision was based on the fact that even their manager was like younger than me, that I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, God, like, well,
we were just actually the closest thing to adults on this story.
yeah, and I was, but like, I've never been in that position, so I was just like, oh, I guess like I'm gonna really have to. So then, like drop Cameron off, and I was like, okay, like go get some sleep. And then I went. There's no parking in Beverly Hills. If anyone didn't know that, it's they don't want anyone just parking out on the streets. So I had to like drive a couple. I don't even know how far I drove, but I was just like literally sleeping in the car with like all of our equipment, so it looked like I lived in the car. And like people were like jogging by, and like it's a very affluent area, and I was like, oh my God, like we're gonna get like arrested.
It's not like there was anywhere for you to go. That was the other twist, is there actually wasn't anywhere to sleep in this house.
This is nightmare fuel.
I slept on like a couch side pool. Or poolside. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I slept on a couch side pool.
It was like you know, love them. So thankful for that tour. But I will say, like, that night like really broke me. But
I felt like that was
survived.
the night when I was just like, I know these people now. It's just like, okay.
I feel like like that was like a point where like we got through that, like then the 24 hours that came after just like not sleeping or sleeping on a couch next to a pool. But like,
yeah, well, that's when that tour kind of melted.
Completely.
When was that? What year?
This was 2022.
Yeah.
March of 2022.
Wow.
Right after South by.
Yeah, South by was in it.
It's like our first time playing in LA.
Yeah.
It was like
a lot happened.
We made it through.
Honestly, like that is such a funny night to look back on, because I'm like, I can't believe that we're still a band given everything that happened then in like the following days of like just being sleep deprived and like 2 weeks into just not being prepared to be on a tour at all. And then I'm also like, and it's crazy that we're still a band, but also that now Geese, the 19-year-olds that we were opening for, is now the most famous band like in the world.
Yeah. It's kind of gratifying though, because I remember being like, I mean, granted, that's what everyone was saying about them, but I was like, these guys are gonna be big.
Called it.
They're gonna blow up.
I remember talking about them on the tour being like, yeah, I can't wait to see what they make when, you know, they get a little bit older. When
Crazy.
they stop touring off of the album they made as high schoolers.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Damn.
Shout out Geese.
Shout out Keith.
Geese.
They're all adults now. It's funny because to me I'm like, and they're just like little kids. I'm like, and everyone's being perverted about them online because they're adults. You know what? They're being kind of perverted about them though when they were kids. I mean, I guess they're like legally allowed to vote, but
a lot of old men with gifts on that film.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I felt bad for them.
yeah, you know, it's funny that I've never wanted, like, there's never been a moment where I'm like, man, like, I wish we were more famous or like more successful. I wish more people knew about us. And it was maybe because going on that tour, I was like, man, these
was, like,
old men
before
are
anything.
so creepy.
Literally.
Well, like, wow, life is so good.
You never know. After going on tour with Hayley, you might have some people bringing gifts.
Yeah, well, you know, we got a lot of, I got a lot of space keys on our last tour, and that was awesome. But they're like
I
given
saw your photos of that.
by like many sweet fans. I think our fans are, I mean, I guess I don't know about Hayley's fans, but at least the fans that have given us gifts have been so respectful and kind, and like, or the ones that I interact with. Everybody who interacts with me actually apologizes at the beginning of the interaction, where like no matter what, whoever comes up to me goes, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I really just wanted to say this or like give you this. And I'm like, that's so nice, because you're like not bothering me, but like kind of.
Oh my God.
So it's like nice that we can both see that it's like you're approaching a space that could be closed, but it's not. I'm friendly. What?
I'll say, like, how nice of you to acknowledge that I deserve an apology.
I just think it's like,
God.
I mean, like, I don't mean to be an asshole, but I am one sometimes. So it's like, yeah, like, I'm a person. I have days that, like, I don't really want to be interacting with people. Most of them, almost every single one of them. Like, I've worked a long time in customer service, and this like idea that like your space just isn't yours, like your time isn't yours. It's like wherever you're working, like anybody is entitled to whatever you're able to do, and like they're entitled to your best attitude. Actually,
Yeah.
they're entitled to nothing less than a smile. That like, it's nice when people acknowledge that you're like a person, and that like maybe you're in the middle of a conversation and that you don't want to be interrupted, or maybe you don't want to talk because you're having demons running around inside of your head at all hours of the day. So I think it's nice.